Cool album covers, episode 30, Hipgnosis.
I'm Mark Major.
I'm Rich Batchelor. Once upon a time, there was a company called Hipgnosis, and all they did was put together graphic art images for album covers, and I believe for the occasional, like, coffee table book, but generally speaking, for album covers.
Would this be a coffee table book of album covers?
I've seen at least one.
I know what I want for album cover day.
Their main clients were Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin. Their client list expanded to include such, well, you'll see. First off here, we have maybe not the most famous Hipgnosis image, but I think kind of the most indelible image. It's the cover of Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd.
Very lovely cover.
One man's on fire, shaking the hand of the other man who's not on fire.
You know, the first time you ever see this, you instantly get into it.
Oh yeah, you're like, whatever this is, I want some.
Yeah, exactly. It's really compelling. I think this is one of the best pieces of modern pop art like this. It's almost like a wacky postcard.
And as a matter of fact, the album itself came with a wacky postcard, and I have it. It has an image of what's got to be the Arctic Sea with what also has to be a pasted-in picture of a diver diving into it, breaking just at the moment of breaking the water.
Interesting.
And then also there are images of other opposites, you know, Burning Man meets non-Burning Man. There's also two robot hands shaking hand, but one hand is from the desert and one hand's from the ocean.
Yeah.
All over this, you know, because, you know, it's a story of like, here is my long-ass love letter to you, my completely insane friend who used to be in the band with me. So, wish you were here. This is another classic piece of Hipgnosisania.
AC/DC.
Dirty Deeds and the Thunder Chief.
This actually bewitched me a bit as a child. I remember the first time I saw this and I was introduced to the little censorship thing over the eyes, and that seemed to resonate with me as meaning something.
It might have been the first time that it was brought to my attention that you could kind of cut things into an existing photo, because if I'm not mistaken, on the back of the album, it's just a picture of the motel, but here it is with all these people superimposed over it, including the young stud with the unbuttoned shirt and the studly cop and the sexy secretary and grandma.
Yeah, I don't know. The guy that scares me the most is probably the biker in the very far.
Oh, is he supposed to be a biker? I thought he was supposed to be a cop.
As far as I'm concerned, they're all cops.
You know, and I love it too, that this is a great example of the image bank being told, hey, the name of our new album is actually kind of a cheap ripoff. Our lead singer just died, and we're calling it Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap. What do you have in the way of images that might quickly sum that up? And this is what they came up with. Grandma and the muscle-stud cowboy are doing something terrible at the no-tell motel.
Moving on, Scorpions, Animal Magnetism.
There's many things worth pointing out here, but one of them is, you know what? Out of all of the Scorpions album covers, this is one of the few that was never ever banned anywhere.
It's true, it's because it's got an animal on it. Oh, she's not gonna do anything with him, not with the dog watching.
I know some people really love dogs, you know? That's one thing. I mean, really love dogs.
Well, I don't know if I can get behind khaki pants. Let's move on to XTC, and this is what the cover looks like when you're just looking at it, holding it in your hand. However, if you do this thing where you add the sleeve to it...
Yeah, if you add that part of the sleeve to the back of the cover, it goes on to tell you what's what. This, by the way, is XTC's go-to album, and it was designed, if you want to believe that, by Storm Torgerson. I mean, from like completely florid and mystical man to completely straightforward, ironic, punky, new wavy. This is a record cover. Yeah. This writing is the design upon the record cover. Yeah, it's like, this is in the same neighborhood too as generic album covers, and halfway through they're telling you it's like, we are lying to you if you believe that this is a worthwhile thing to get because of the album cover image. You're a fool, man. And you know, it's a great concept, it's a great conceit.
It's fun. Finishing up with Rainbow's Difficult to Cure, sometimes called around here as Difficult to Care.
Quite so, quite so. It's not only an example of Rainbow at a kind of a lull in its already somewhat lackluster career, but also this represents Hipgnosis on kind of a day off.
I was gonna say, this feels like it could be anybody's cover. They just had a shot of some surgeons and they said, here, just stick this on the front of your cover.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a good photograph. All the garments give it that classical Greek blousy wet drapery feel to it. I think it looks cool.
Are you saying that the Surgeons are early Democrats?
Definitely sprung from the head of Athena.
Difficult to cure. Is it difficult to cure?
I like how you made them British all of a sudden.
Some of them probably were.
All of them probably were, and none of them had good teeth, so that's why they said the masks. And that concludes this episode of Cool Album Covers Hipgnosis.
It sure does.